Good evening from Kai Courtney Memorial Gymnasium. It is the high school game of the week on City TV. Along with Sebastian Spencer and Rashawn Haylock and Rufus Washington and the City TV crew, I'm Lou Stowers. It is the eve of league play, at least for the Leuzinger Olympians, who have 4 games this week. They're coming into the Cougar lair to take on the Hawthorne Cougars tonight, and this is not last year's Cougar team.
They definitely are not, Lou. This team comes into the night's contest 11-4, averaging over 80 points a game against all sorts of competition. Coach Egan says he expects to do the same thing tonight. Leuzinger comes in only giving up 50 a game, so something will have to give tonight.
And Leuzinger's Olympians, they lost to Olu last night in the Carson tournaments, and actually out of the College of the Desert tournament. How about Eric Childress and the Olympians?
Eric Childress and the Olympians getting off to a pretty good start. 9-4 on the year. Those 4 losses to quality teams. But the bigger thing tonight is that Travion Anderson will not be playing in the first half, and Deontay Welsh will not be playing in the first quarter. And they're going to need to pick it up on defense because Trayvon's their best player, and this Hawthorne team is pretty scrappy, and they need him.
How about the Hawthorne Cougars, Rashawn, led by Akeem?
11 wins. They're winning on this side of town, something that they haven't really been accustomed to recently. Won the Grizzly Classic tournament out at Calvary Chapel in Downey, and they're really starting to come along here under first-year head coach David Egan's. He said what he's really trying to do is produce a culture of winning here. So far it's working, but a big, big rivalry game here tonight.
Absolutely, and not only did they win the Calvary tournament, but they also won the Huntington Park tournament last night against Carson. Tip-offs and rosters coming up next on City TV. Back here at Kai Courtney Gym and Rufus, you can feel the electricity and the tension in the Cougars. They know that this is their bar game right now.
Exactly.
The bar is set right over to our left with the Leuzinger Olympians, and there you see some of the Cougars warming up right now. They are all ready to go like a heavyweight fighter, already sweating, and we're still about a minute and a half away from tip-off.
Absolutely right, Lou. And how often has it been that we come to this game and the Hawthorne Cougars actually have a better record than the Leuzinger Olympians, and on top of that, the Hawthorne Cougars are ranked #1 in the Ocean League, albeit preseason. But to give the fans a perspective of how important this game is considered, we'll have a 3-man crew officiating the game tonight. That is by choice. That is not regular, it's not standard, but it is available to schools if they so choose. Hawthorne has chose to have 3 officials work tonight's broadcast, and that is another indication of how important this game is being taken.
We told you about the Hawthorne Cougars setup, that they are tense, they're sweating, they're like a heavyweight fighter. On the other side, the Leuzinger Olympians are calm, cool, and collected, like the playoff veterans they are.
Well, they indeed are. You know, Hawthorne, they're just enjoying a taste of success for the first time in a long time. Last year, they were 3-24 on the season. This year already 11-4, so it's new to them. This Leuzinger team, they're a battle-tested team. They're a playoff-tested team. They've been through these kind of wars before, but I tell you, coming into the night's contest with the way, if you look at the schedule, with the kind of scoring Hawthorne has done, they are impressive. So this is going to be good because this is your classic offense versus defense matchup.
Starting lineups for the Leuzinger Olympians: Eric Childress will be the point guard, 6-foot senior. Michael McMillian will be the swing man and the #2 guard, 6-foot senior. And Davon Abner, wearing number 13, a 6'3" junior, will be at 1 forward. Justin Delgado, 6-foot senior, is now concentrating on basketball exclusively after football. And Javon Jamison will be in the middle. For the Cougars, it will be Dominic McClendon, Caleb Ross, Jamal Heckard will start at point guard. Akeem Allen averaging about 25 points a game. Davion Lee will also start for the Cougars, and we're underway at Courtney Gym. We do have 3 officials. You want to introduce them?
Certainly will. The 3 officials for tonight's contest are Lance Reed, Jeff Leggett is the crew chief, and John LaBella.
A three-man team, like we said, three-man group. As a shot by the Cougars goes off the mark, and Akeem Allen. The three-point shot put up by Eckert, just a kid. That goes awry, and rebound is off to Delgado. Here comes Childress, switching hands. What a crossover. Goes up for a three-point shot. That won't go down like Davion Lee almost did on that crossover dribble.
Exactly. Leuzinger with the early 2-0 lead. As we were doing some pregame stuff, there was a basket scored. Rim's a little loose in here. That shot by Eric Childress caught the front. Normally that would have gone down.
Lee has it, and now we have a whistle. Going to go the other way. Some sort of a turnover. One turnover apiece. Childress with the left-hand dribble. Gets it over on the left side into the corner. A shot taken off the mark by Abner. Rebound goes to Hawthorne. Ball given off to Eckert.
Dominique McClendon. I mean, he's their go-to guy. He's their star. He's the biggest guy out there. Has the presence of a football player. He is a huge wide body, Luke.
And I bet you he is going to get the bulk of the rebounding going up against Childress right now. Eckert with it, just underway here at Courtney Gym. Long three-point shot, and that's off the mark, taken by Allen, and the offensive rebound goes to the Cougars. So they are so far the more ready of the two teams right now, at least the most activity. McClendon has a wide open wing, and that's going to go the other way. The bucket doesn't count. The foul is going to go on Dominic McClendon. First personal, first team foul, and also the turnover.
Official right on top of that play. Great anticipation, saw it coming. McClendon had made up his mind. We saw that from out here that he was going, except he had an Olympian in his path.
Long pass down court to McMillian. Now he gets it off to Delgado, puts up a little shot that's an air ball, and the rebound comes off. Eckert loses it, and it's turned over. Shot taken off the mark. Rebound put up and in by Delgado with 4 points. Here comes Eckert. Eckert getting the nod tonight, and we have a timeout on the floor with 5:52 left to go in the first quarter. David Egan's doesn't like what he's seen.
Doesn't like it at all. When you're averaging 80 points a game, and right now you still got a goose head with 2 minutes gone by in the contest. So we're waiting for him to get unloose. Here's what we're seeing. We talked about it, that Leuzinger defense. They forced the turnover, attacked the basket, and good follow-through by Delgado on the play.
So first timeout taken by the Cougars.
And it gives us a chance to mention, I mean, any Leuzinger fan knows that a player is missing right now in particular. And, of course, that's Travion Anderson. Our understanding is that there was a violation of team rules and that Travion may not even play the entire first half.
Also not playing will be Deontay Welsh, at least this quarter. Hawthorne has the ball. Now gets to McClendon. Pass, a bad pass. It bounces off an Olympian, and it's stolen away anyway on another bad pass. And back come the Olympians. Childress trying to get around Lee. Childress going down the lane, left side. No, McClendon with the rebound.
The presence of McClendon forced him to change the shot. McClendon does everything. Plays post, brings it up.
Jamison trying to guard McClendon. Three-point shot won't go down. Rebound is off. And back come the Olympians. Abner with the rebound and the dribble. Delgado looking for a 6 point in a row. Off the glass won't go. Rebound is off to Lee. And back come the Cougars. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the first half. And a lot of action here early on. Nice pass underneath, and up the score is Caleb Ross. Finally breaking through with the Cougars on a nice pass from the left wing. Pass stolen by Heckert, and he puts it up and in to tie up the ball game. Heads up play by Jamal.
Excellent defense that time by the Hawthorne Cougars.
With the full court pressure again. Now it's lobbed over to the right side to Abner. Back to Childress. Looking for a screen from McMillian. and gets it. Now it's rotated around to Delgado with all 4 Olympian points, and he goes up, forces a foul, and Justin has made a lot of points getting to the line.
And what Justin is doing, Justin is picking up the slack for Travion Anderson's absence. You can see him being more aggressive, going beyond his normal game, showing the talent that we know he has, but oftentimes, you know, plays that supportive role to Eric Childress and Travion Anderson, but recognizing tonight, Lou, that at least for a half, as we understand it, he's going to have to step up and play that role, and thus far he's done a very good job of it.
Justin has filled in before in the starting lineup. Usually he's the 6th man. First guy off the bench for Ali Parvaz in his 3rd year. Makes both foul shots. He now has 6 points. Justin, a 72% foul shooter this year. And that's not bad, very respectable.
Not bad. And coincidentally, Leuzinger has 6 points at this stage.
Nice shot, nice drive by Jamal Heckard, and he has 4 points of his own. It's tied up again at 6. And a layup in by Eric Childress, his first bucket of the game. 8-6, Leuzinger with the lead. Nice move by Heckard, puts up the floater and puts it in. Did that over Childress.
And they're scoring faster than we can write it down and say it. It's turned into a track meet. This is what we thought. It was a little slow getting started, and now we're going to have a three-point shot attempt with a foul. That foul is going to go against Davion Lee, which is going to send Eric Childress to the line to shoot 3. There you see it. Childress may have sold that one on him.
I was going to say he probably should go into acting class. Right. EC, 73% foul shooter. Misses that one. He has 2 more. There you see David Egan's, the new head coach in his first year out of Inglewood High School, 1987. So you know he knows hoops. 3 points for Childress. And there's Ali Parvaz. And that shot goes awry, so just 1 out of 3 on those foul shots. And here comes McClendon from the wing over Delgado. Just off the mark. Justin gets the rebound.
McClendon, having picked up the charge and foul the last time he used in that possession, chose to take the pull-up jumper.
Delgado is short. Lee with the rebound, and back come the Cougars. They can take the lead this time down. Lee puts it up and 1. 2 points for Davion Lee. And the foul is going to go on Devon Abner. His first personal, first team foul. There you see it, Rufus.
Right. And that's what you call attacking the basket. Making the official make a call. And also attacking the defender as well and making them make a decision.
Lee was all tournament at the Downey Calvary tournament. He completes the 3-point play. And a 2-point lead for the Cougars. But on the nice rushing in is McMillian for his first bucket of the game. And Leuzinger ties up the game at 11. Heckard getting some instructions from Egan's.
Heckard really impressive with his ball handling so far. If that goes, wow, that would have got the crowd up off their feet.
Abner using his foot to knock it out of the bounds, so it should be a new 35 for the Olympians. It is. But Jamal getting about 12 points a game. He was the MVP of the Downey Calvary tournament. So 2 tournament wins in a row for these Cougars. Showing a flex zone. Childress along the baseline loses the ball. Here comes McClendon. McClendon coming on down, protects the ball. He's fouled as it goes up. But he'll go to the line for 2, Rufus.
I believe that was, looking to see the number from here.
Michael McMillian.
Yep. His first.
Second team foul.
Got to give McMillian a lot of heart. I don't know how much brain, but I know he got a lot of heart. Guys, you want to step in front of a freight train, you go ahead. That's your choice.
That's it. McClendon misses the first one, averaging about 20 points a game. So says assistant coach Kurt Milton of the Cougars, who have really changed the culture of this Cougars basketball team. It's not to say that Coach Ben did a bad job during his tenure. Second one is good for Dominic. 1 point lead for the Cougars. Nice touch pass, and Childress misses the layup, but he'll get a chance for 2 at the line. A pass by Devon Jameson, almost an alley-oop pass to Childress. And second personal on Davion Lee. And the 4th team foul. Eric Childress, 1 out of 3 so far from the line tonight. 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. 12-11. Hawthorne leading. Now it's all a tie game. 4 points for Eric Childress.
And after a slow start, both teams have picked up the pace considerably.
There you saw Akeem Allen. Second free throw is good. 5 points for Childress. He's on his way to possibly hitting his average of 16 points a ball game. 16 and a half points a ball game. And here comes Childress. Stuffs it in.
And that takes Leuzinger's lead out to 15-12 with 1:50 left here in the first quarter.
And we have a timeout.
Oh, the basket is bent.
Oh, it sure is. The spring didn't go back. Yeah. So a nice reset by Caleb Ross. There you see Childress. Got to get some of that garage door spray lubricant on there.
Exactly. Didn't know Childress had those kind of hops, man.
Oh, Childress has the hops to knock that away. And here come the Dustin Delgado for the Olympians to lay it up and in off of the turnover. Nice little volleyball. And here comes Heckard underneath and a charge.
The other way. Like
and underneath the
Eric
basket.
Childress who drew the charge against Heckard.
Jamal's first personal coming in now is Davion Lee after Akeem Allen. Oh, now Akeem Allen goes out. So nice rotation by Coach Egan's. Here comes Abner. Abner gets it over to Childress, spots up for a 3 off the mark, and the rebound is fought for, battled, and taken away by Abner. Delgado driving the lane. Almost caught the travel, but the rebound comes back. Here come the Olympians and a tie-up.
Now, what's it called? Let's see who this is going to go against.
If it's McClendon, that's okay.
Well, no, that'd be 2. They charge it to number 0. Well, they charge it to McClendon.
Well, if it would have been Davion Lee, that would have been his 3rd.
Okay. Well, that's McClendon's 2nd.
Right.
So
now
you got to kind of pick your poison. He's not a guy you want to have in foul trouble. This may affect coach's decision as to how much he plays in the second quarter.
Under a minute now is McClendon with a teardrop from the foul line. He has 3 points. 3-point ball game now. Layup try, too hard off the glass. Jameson with it. He put it up, and he's fouled to go to the line.
Let's see who the referee, Jeff Leggett, gives this one to. This is going to be a big one, Lou. Wow.
Is that McClendon?
He gave that to McClendon as well. That's what I saw the indication. Okay,
there it is over the top. That's too bad. That's just going for the ball. So now the Olympians are in the bonus.
Well, that's going to be 3 on McClendon. If we're correct, and let's face it, there have been situations where we thought we had this thing nailed in terms of the number of fouls, as that first free throw is put in by Javon Jameson. But if indeed we're correct, that is 3 fouls on McClendon.
Austin Harris comes in to replace Dominic McClendon. 2 in a row made by Jameson. He has 2 points and has doubled his output in free throws for the year. Is 4 out of 11. Jamal Eckert, very impressive first quarter. As it winds down to 25 seconds, he winds up a three.
Eckert with 9 points here in the quarter. As we wind down the last 15 seconds of the first, a score of 19-17 in favor of the visiting Leuzinger Olympians.
Shot clock dark, layup up and in by Eric Childress. Childress with 9 points here in the quarter. Long shot won't go down. 21-17. The Leuzinger Olympians go to the second quarter with the lead, Rufus.
Wow, and you're right, what a fast pace, got off to a slow start, boy, but it picked up in a hurry. And right now our goal is to see if either Rayshawn or Sebastian can check to see the number of fouls that Dominique McClendon has. We have him with 3. I think we're correct, but hopefully one of those guys can check that out for us.
If we can get Rashawn or Sebastian to check that out for us, that would be terrific. As you see, Ali Parvaz in his third year, 47 and 18, and his assistants are Robbie Rhodes and Charlie Schreier. You know, this group kind of reminds me of Steve Lavin's crew when he first came on at UCLA back in the mid-90s. And that took, in his first year, took the team to the Elite Eight. You know, Ali Parvaz was kind of shoved into this situation, as was Steve Lavin after Jim Herrick was unceremoniously dumped. And instead of bringing in some older, experienced assistant coaches, Lavs brought in a couple of his buddies, and it worked. And it's working here for Ali Parvaz.
It certainly is. I mean, in 3 years, you know, he's built his own program, his own foundation, and they have become a power and a force to be reckoned with.
Second quarter is underway. Glad you joined us here on City TV, along with Rufus Washington. I'm Lou Stowers, our sideline reporters, Sebastian Spencer, and the Rashawn Haylock. Jamal Heckard gets it off to Lee on the rotation, trying to get it down underneath, does, but it's stolen away by Leuzinger Olympians. 6 turnovers on the Cougars. Delgado lays it up and in, powers his way in.
Delgado picking up in the second quarter where he left off in the first.
Inching away are the Olympians. Another steal, this one by McMillian. He lays it up and in with the left hand. Mike with 4 points, 25-17. Eckert. Now it's tossed underneath. Turnaround jump shot, and that's good by Brian Ross in the ball game for the first time.
Ross, one of those guys that Coach Egan said has to step up. He's one of the non-starters that they're expecting some help from, along with Austin Harris, who's out there. Another player they're expecting to make a major contribution tonight.
Childress, nice pass underneath, no look to Dante Welch in the game for the first time, has his first bucket of the game. Deontay didn't play the first quarter, broke the team rule. Ball is knocked out of bounds. And Eckert is wondering why Davion Lee is wondering why Jamal made that pass, and Jamal Heckard is coming out of the ball game in favor of Akeem Allen.
I'm sure that's in part for a well-deserved rest, though. But 27-19, our score. Let's make a note of that here in the second quarter. One of our largest leads for the Leuzinger Olympians.
Steal and a trip. Deontay Welch with his first personal foul. Third team foul. And right in front of Rufus Washington, they're going to take this out of bounds. Caleb Ross will inbound it to Davion Lee. Got to be the shoes that give you an 8-game win streak. Lee, nice shot, protecting the ball, and we had a shove underneath, and Davion will get 2 at the line. Deontay Welch again, 2 personals.
Jump stop, attack the basket. Welch kind of looking, he's thinking, okay, well, Delgado was here too. Why me?
First one is good by Davion. 7-point lead now for the Olympians. Davion Lee, averaging about 14 points a ball game, was all tournaments in the Downey Calvary Chapel. And there you saw Dave Egan's with the glasses on the left, his assistant Kurt Milton on the right. Second one is up and in. A 6-point game now. Davion now 5 points, is 3 out of 3 from the line. Eric Childress against Lee. 3-point shot put up, rattles in and out, rebound poked up once, twice, won't go down. Rebound is taken by the Cougars, and Harris hands it off to Akeem. Allen gets it over to Lee, being guarded by Delgado. 5:35 left to go in the first half.
Leuzinger right now showing a zone defense, and they catch Delgado on the foul that time, holding.
5:32 left to go in the first half. 27-21 is our score.
See Delgado on the replay. Lee had gotten past him, grab of the jersey, holds him up, official sees it and calls it.
Justin with just his first foul of the ball game. Long three-pointer put up by Allen. Glass.
And the bank is open.
The bank is definitely open. Made a deposit.
Right.
Delgado, nice pump fake. Puts it up and under and in.
First layup by
play.
Delgado.
A dozen points for Justin.
Well, where would Leuzinger be if he had missed the bus tonight?
They'd still be trying to find their way here. Davion Lee with it now. Just when Hawthorne started to get something going. Left-handed shot from the wing, won't go down. Nice save on the rebound. And not good enough for Akeem Allen. He goes out of bounds. So loose ball goes out of bounds. It will be Olympian ball with 4:47 left to go in the half. And a 5-point Olympian lead. We had a chance to talk to Justin before the ball game. He was ready to go tonight as well. 3-point shot taken, a little too hard off the glass, way up high to try to tip it, and does get the rebound to the Olympians. And now Delgado with the teardrop, won't go down. Rebound is off, taken by number 32, Brian Ross. Back comes Allen underneath, nice pass, but a travel. Wow. Caleb Ross took a little bit of a hopscotch step with 4:18 left to go in the half. Childress, 3-point shot from the corner. It's an air ball taken by Nathan.
Can you believe it, Lou? There's a Ray sighting. We hadn't seen Ray Westbrook in a minute.
Long shot by Allen, who only has 3 points, averaging about 25 points, scored 24 against Lawndale. Now a 3-point shot taken. Abner won't go. Rebound is off to the Cougars, and back they come with 3:45 left to go in the half, down by 5.
Lots of 3-pointers taken tonight, only a few made. This game is being won down in the trenches, Lou, attacking the baskets.
McMillian comes in for Stephen Nathan. Also coming back in for Akeem Allen is Dominic McClendon. 3:37 left to go in the half. And you talk about the shooting percentages, Rufus, and field goals. The Olympians are only 36%, and here's why. They're only 21% from threes, and they're almost 50% from 2-point range. So a huge difference there. Tipped away by McMillian. Can he win the foot race? He does. Picks it up.
Has to let him go. McClendon makes the steal, and he's going to be fouled by Delgado. So just like that, Delgado picks up a couple of quick fouls.
It's number 2 on Justin.
And now we've got a Leuzinger Olympian down on the floor.
By the color of his socks, I think that's McMillian.
That's McMillian, and he's limping badly.
He gets help from Justin Delgado and Deontay Welch. Might have gotten stepped on. 3:15 left in the half. Heckard with the three-point shot. That won't go down. Rebound is taken by Abner. And back comes Childress. Childress straight down the lane. Puts it up. Scoot. No. Rebound. That's tipped away. And here comes McClendon. Has Lee on his wing, but good defense by Deontay Welch, and Justin Delgado forced out of bounds. And let's see.
No, McClendon forced out of bounds. Well, travel called on the play. McClendon had possession going up the far sideline, got trapped by Delgado and another Olympian, and forced into a travel.
So that, by my count, is 9 turnovers on the Cougars this half. Childress blows by Lee and lays it up and in. He now has 11 points, Rufus. It's 31-24 with 2:30 left in the half.
And that was just his first pair of points here in the second quarter.
Heckard with it. He's been quiet on the scoreboard, has taken some shots. Here comes Ross putting it up, and nicely done. Banks it in. 4 points for Bryan.
31-26, our score, fans, as you can see there. A pace that right now, Lou, I think favors more the Leuzinger Olympians, who average about 57 points a game, than it does the Hawthorne Cougars.
And Abner followed up his own shot to make his first bucket of the game. 33-26, a minute 50 left to go in the half. Heckard had a double team, so that means somebody's open, and Davion Lee with it. Can't get the ball to go down. Gets his own rebound, puts it up with the left hand. That won't go down. Tough luck for Davion Lee. And we have a foul on Brian Ross.
Well, it's either going to be on Ross. Well, it's going to be on Ross or Ross. Actually, Caleb Ross is number 3. Brian Ross is 32.
It was on number 32, and it's bonus time for the Olympians. So Brian Ross. And a timeout on the floor. A 30-second timeout is called by Hawthorne. So they've taken 2 timeouts in the half. 1:32 left to go in the half. A 7-point Leuzinger lead. And what's Coach Egan telling his young Cougars?
Well, he's telling them, you know, we weathered their storm, but right now we're not playing our game. Now, he's had to make some adjustments if our calculation is correct that Dominique McClendon has 3 fouls. You saw him set out a great portion here of the second quarter, which affected them. Right now, you want to control the damage and just get into the locker room, regroup, and come out for the second half. Of course, that second half is going to be a little bit different because according to the information that we have, that means Travion Anderson will be playing in the second half.
Should be. And yeah, we'll find out once warm-up begins. And going to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 is Devon Abner. Abner with 2 points is a 94% free throw shooter on the season. Makes the first one. Averaging only about 4.8 points a game off the bench. So doing his job at the line, that's for sure. Doesn't matter if you shoot 5 or 50 foul shots. It's nice to have over 90%. Now it's 35-26.
9-point lead, Leuzinger's largest of the game. Previously was 8 at 27-19.
McClendon shot off the mark, gets the rebound, and throws it right to Eric Childress with 1:13 left to go in the half. We've got a travel as Avery Berry with it, a 6-foot senior. Did a little stutter step before driving along the baseline.
Fortunate break for the Hawthorne Cougars.
Eckert gets the inbound from Ross, trying to get around Berry. Puts up the shot, it's blocked.
That was in traffic, not a good decision by Eckert there. Really had nowhere to go, Lou, on that shot. Had his man beat. I mean, the bottom line is I don't think Abner can guard Heckard. He could have taken him off the dribble with a pull-up jumper, decided to attack the basket, and instead turned it over.
Heckard has played a lot of minutes tonight so far, and Eric Childress looks fresh as a daisy, puts it up and in with the layup. 37-26, 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Heckard going up against Childress, now switches off to McClendon. Big guy puts his shoulder down.
That was close. And that was close because, quite frankly, well, they're going to say it was on the ground.
First personal on Childress, 6th team foul on the Olympians. Let's watch the replay, Rufus.
Well, there's the push right there. That's what McClendon has to be concerned with. Well, now they're saying, okay, it's a 1-and-1.
Okay, then it must be in the bonus then.
Right, when they just got into it, because that's the 17th foul. At least that's what the board shows. Wow. And he fails to convert on the 1+.
And Dominic really needed to make those to close the gap with 20 seconds left in the first half. So Eric Childress running the four corners, the Olympian form of the four corners. 10 seconds now. Childress with 7 seconds. Now the ball is flipped around, taken by Abner for 3, just off the mark. Rebound is put up. That won't go at 1 count anyway by Jamison. And the first half comes to a close with the Leuzinger Olympians leading by 11, 37-26.
A big second quarter for the Leuzinger Olympians as they put 16 on the board in that quarter and held the high-powered Cardinal Cougar, offense to only 9 points.
That's right, and the average scores right now. Let's go to Sebastian Spencer.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Coach Parvaza of the Olympians. Coach, you guys were able to withstand that run that they put on you guys in the first quarter. What did you tell them after that?
We just got to take care of the basketball. I mean, there's a lot of rebounds where we get our hand on it, we're not grabbing it. And then on the other end, we were taking a lot of early threes. We talked about working it around. If we shoot the 3, let's shoot it later in the clock, inside out. We shot a lot of them early, try to get to the basket a little more. I thought the kids did a good job doing that in the second quarter.
Even with that run that Hawthorne had, your team remained composed. Talk about the leadership of Eric Childress and what he means. And another guy coming in right now, Travion Anderson, to help with that defense.
Yeah, Eric did a great job because we were shorthanded. A couple guys were benched for the first quarter. Trey's benched for the first half. So we were really limited there. We only have 5 guys in the first quarter. So he was really able to get us going second half. They came in. I thought Justin Delgado did a great job for us out there. I think he was really the key why we have this lead.
Justin Delgado controlling the ball at the point. Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sebastian Spencer. The average scores for the Olympians. First quarter, they averaged 13 points. They got 21, and more closer to their average in the second quarter. 14.4 is their average. They scored 16. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Hawthorne Cougars were held to 17. They averaged 22.4. In the second quarter, again, they were down, and they averaged 16.3 points in the second quarter, only got 9. The Cougars looked a little bit tired, and I was concerned about that at the start of the game because they seemed like they were really geeked up and ready to go in the first quarter.
Well, I hope they get it going because they've got 2 more games this week, big games, both Wednesday night and Friday night as they head in the league competition. But you're right, they didn't have, I mean, again, as you pointed out, they averaged 38, 39 points in the first half on the season. Tonight with only 26, that's about 2/3 of what they normally do. Just not their half. But one thing we will definitely check was whether or not McClendon had 3 fouls. I'm inclined to think that he did, and that changed the game plan just a little bit.
That's right. Leuzinger next up. They are at Beverly Hills, then Inglewood and Morningside to start everything off. And for the Hawthorne Cougars, they start off with actually the Olympians. That was the Hawthorne schedule. The Olympians start off tomorrow night with Palos Verdes at Lou House. We'll be back with the second half tip-off and the unofficial stats on City TV. All right, here we go. Third quarter underway here at Courtney Gym, and an 11-point lead for the Olympians as we start things off, and a turnover by Leuzinger right off the bat. That's their 5th of the ball game.
And of course, the other change received for the Olympians, and that is Travion Anderson, number 33, now on the court.
So that should be a big difference. And the long 3-point shot, that is blocked by Anderson. And back comes Delgado on the turnover. So we have some number changes. We were misquoted by the coaching staff, and we'll get those changes to you.
We was bamboozled. We was hoodwinked, you know.
So we apologize to the players and their families. Shot taken on the turnaround jumper, goes out of bounds, and that was knocked out by Caleb Ross. We know that's Caleb.
Right. And I'm going to say this, Lou, and you're right. We're extending an apology to them, but quite frankly, the apology comes from your program and the information that is provided to us.
That's
right. That's what we work with. This information is also available online at Max Prep. If it's incorrect, that's all we can do. So talk with your athletic department if that's of a great concern to you regarding the correct player identification.
Abner on the fly to Anderson, lays it up and in. Nice pass and rundown by Devon. So 39 to 26. And the shot is made
by Brian Ross.
That's Kristen Roberts.
Okay. I'm gonna just call numbers in because I know you got them, and until I get a handle on it, and that's fine. One of the other key pieces of information that we got at halftime was that Dominique McClendon only had 2 fouls, even though we thought for certain that he had 3.
That's right. And you called it. It's the new math.
New math, sometimes it's home cooking. You're never quite sure what it is.
So Brian Ross is now number 54 in your programs. The foul shot was made by Abner, who now has 5 points. Make that 6. Devon is 2 out of 2 from the line. We had a double dribble turnover by the Cougars. That's number 10 unofficial. So number 20 we thought was Davion Ross, or Davion Lee, excuse me, Davion Lee. It's actually Ashton Harris. Davion Lee is number 24 for the Cougars. And that meant Kristen Roberts was somebody else. Kristen is wearing number 32. Shot off the mark. Rebound is taken. And we know that for sure is Dominic McClendon.
That one we do know for sure.
And then old Brian Ross is on the bench wearing number 54. Shot from the elbow by Dominic. His first point since the first quarter, Rufus, and just 2 field goals.
And now they force a turnover due to Hawthorne Cougars.
Nice play, nice step back. Shot taken off the mark, rebound. Offensive rebound, looked like an over-the-top foul by Delgado, and it's taken away by the Cougars. Anderson to Childress, spots up for 3, right-handed. 16 points for Eric, and it's a 14-point ball game at 44 to 30. McClendon going against Jamison, puts up the one-handed runner, snatched out of the air by Delgado, bounce pass to Childress, back to Anderson, rolls off the rim, Jamison with the rebound. Back to Delgado, says I'm going to do this myself, but he was hung up to dry by Kristen Roberts, and look out, Eric Childress was landed on by Delgado.
Well, that can't feel good. You'll see the play here as Delgado goes to the floor. Right, it's just and landed on his ankle and lower leg is what got the better of him.
Either that or hyperextended. Whatever it is, it doesn't feel good.
Boy, that can change the fortunes of your season real quick.
So second team foul. Delgado makes the first. He has 13 points to make it 45-30. Number 20, Harris, sits down. The foul was on Tristan Roberts, his second. Second free throw is made by Delgado, improving on his 72% average. Stolen away. Here comes Jamison, and blocked away. That should have been a goaltend on Caleb Ross. If we can see that replay again, see who made the shot. That was Jamison, gets credit for the bucket. But here's Ross getting way up there.
And now this game, Lou, starting to get away a bit from the high flying.
30-second timeout.
Cougars of Lawn. Oh my goodness. Let me start over.
Getting away from you
See,
too,
when
son.
I started saying high flying, that made me think of birds. Let me see if I can get out of this. But I tell you what, Rashawn, get me out of this.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Of course, anytime we talk about this Hawthorne basketball team, a lot of emphasis is going to be on point forward, Dominique McClendon. Now, Coach Egan's gives him a lot of freedom. You see him bringing the ball up the court oftentimes, but as far as bodies go, he's their biggest, widest body on the team. And a lot of times, because he handles the ball so much, he gets caught up in shooting a lot of perimeter shots. Coach Egan says the responsibility, a point of emphasis for him needs to be rebounding the basketball, and that's a point that they're continuing to try to drive home. McClendon isn't quite getting it yet, but hopefully he will as this season continues, guys.
Ball carrier stepped on the baseline. He was pushed there.
Foul given to number 21 for the Olympians. That's Delgado, and by our very unofficial count, that's 3.
But probably means 2. You get the discount.
Right.
Is that the discount double check?
Exactly.
Rebound is off. Here comes Delgado. Looking to hand the ball off like a quarterback. Now it ends up in Anderson's hands.
Welch with it.
Abner with it. Lays it up off the glass off the wrong side. 8 points for Devon. A 20-point Leuzinger lead. And the ball is whacked out of bounds by Anderson. Trey playing volleyball there as Akeem Allen, who only has 3 points. Watch this stuff. Booyah. Here you go, officer. Ball is going to be inbounded with 29 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbounded to number 15, and that's not Harris. Now Allen with it, finally gets the sweet roll and it goes in.
And that's only their 6th point of the second half.
And only the 5th point for Allen, and a travel called on Trey Anderson.
Right.
Or is it?
Now, well, we got a couple of things going on now that we didn't see. Okay.
There's Anderson with it.
Yep.
So 30-second, regardless, a 30-second timeout is called. It's an official timeout with 3:41 left in the 3rd quarter, and there you see Kurt Milton trying to get an explanation on the call from one of the officials.
Well, you certainly have a veteran crew that's working this game tonight. Lance Reed, Jeff Leggett, and as I said, John LaBella. And out of all that, it will be Hawthorne basketball now.
Ali Pavaz now asking for a 30-second timeout. Or is it?
Well, he's saying the ball should be No,
Said it was.
I'm not sure what he's asking for because they had possession of the ball. The violation was called by Labella that said that they traveled.
Right. And now they have possession of the ball, so I don't understand that. At any rate, 3:39 left to go in the third quarter. Childress going up against Ross. Now double team down low, lay it up and in by Devontae Carr with his first bucket of the game. First appearance of the game, and it remains a 20-point lead with 3:20 left in the third quarter. McClendon high off the glass, it won't go in. Boy, those rims just will not let you have anything. Childress, pump fake. Nathan, triple team. Back out to Nathan. Now Childress still out there with it. Being guarded by Heckard. Down the lane, scoops it up with the left hand. Rebound is off. Kristen Roberts with it.
20-point ball game at 52-32 in favor of the Olympians.
Number 15 with it. Roberts with the rebound. He'll go to the line as he's fouled going up with the offensive board putback.
And again, that's what they, I know they're caught in that no man's land, Lou, where now you want to start to look for the help from the three-point play. But quite frankly, the three-point shot, I should say, the three-point shot has not been kind to them this evening. They need to continue to go at this Leuzinger defense, and you've got to convert these opportunities.
Foul shot not converted by Roberts. Maybe if we can get Sebastian or Rashawn over to the scorer's table and find out who number 15 is for Hawthorne, that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, Sebastian's on his break, so fair chance of getting that.
Childress swings it underneath, it's tipped out of bounds. It doesn't touch a Cougar paw, so it will be Hawthorne ball. Turnover, number 9. Ball is inbounded. Ball is tipped out of bounds on a big pass by Heckert. Welch tips it out of bounds.
Yeah. And Heckert with the ball. Gives it over to Dominique McClendon. McClendon with the pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Travion Anderson with the great lead pass. And scoring again for the Olympians, Devontae Carr. Travion Anderson with the lead pass to Eric Childress, who hit a streaking Devontae Carr.
1:57 left to go in the third quarter. Ball underneath, the foul as Caleb Ross went up. And the foul is going to be on Anthony Ford as a 22 out there. A 32 is out there, so I'm going to give that to Devontae Carr, number 3.
And so right now, Lou, trailing by 22 in a circumstance where they need every conceivable point. Unfortunately, the Hawthorne Cougars, their field goals aren't dropping, and now their free throws aren't dropping either, as they miss a pair there.
Good offensive rebound by Ross, and he gets 2 more chances at the line. That's one way to work it.
Well, that's one way to work it. Of course, you got to do the second part of the job, and that's to make the free throw. Let's see how he'll do if he's given a chance at 4 free throws.
So that's the 4th team foul. And they give the foul to Devon Abner, his 2nd personal.
So
and
you can put down 3 misses so far.
See if they can get 1 out of 4.
Nope.
That's not even going to get you a goldfish at the church carnival.
Right. And then they have a lane violation, and therefore the last attempt, even if it had gone, doesn't count. Now they tell us, well, they say 15 is Austin Harris. Jeff Leggett says it goes off the Leuzinger Olympians, so it's going to come to the Cougars.
10th turnover by the Olympians. The ball's tipped out of bounds. Good defensive play. Devontae Carr out there, the tallest Olympian at 6'5". 1:36 left to go in the first half. The Cougars do have a 6'7" young man from Algiers, Africa, but he won't be playing tonight as the rebound goes off to the Olympians. To Anderson, and he dribbles it out of bounds. Couldn't corral the pass from Devon Abner.
And he's the proverbial project that we talk about, a young man who's still in a very developmental stage. The coaching staff is working with him, bringing him along, but I think in their estimation, just not ready for this type of competition.
Back in is Javon Jamison in for Devontae Carr. Esmond Ipuna, 6'7". He could get another year of eligibility, even though he's considered a senior. He's only 16 years old. So let's hope that he gets another year of eligibility. Full timeout taken by the Hawthorne Cougars.
Forced into that timeout because of difficulty getting the inbounds play against the tenacious defense of the Leuzinger Olympians. You know, we talked about it at the top of the show, Lou, that this was one of those games where something had to give. Hawthorne coming in, averaging 80, and here they are nearly through 3 quarters, and they don't even have half that. Leuzinger, on the other end, has 57. Their season scoring average is roughly, they have 54, excuse me. They average about 57 on the season, and they're pretty close to that mark right now. Obviously, they'll go over that. So, net, the Olympians have come in here to the Cougar Den and just dominated this game tonight.
That's right. Their defense has really done a job. Plus, a lot of missed shots by Hawthorne tonight as well. If they could have put away some of those shots, we got a travel on number 15. That's a turnover. So that's number 12 by my mark. And that is not Ashton Harris. So we'll find out at the break in a minute 13. So the ball will be inbounded underneath by Leuzinger. Better hurry. Just gets it in, and the ball stolen away by Caleb Ross. Finally gets it off the back of his head. Look out below. Over Abner. Where was the foul there? Anderson answers no. McClendon with the rebound. Trying to get the outlet, does.
That's not a guy you want to try to snatch the ball from either. Wow.
And a charge is called underneath. Eric Childress was there, got knocked over, so obviously his foot is better. And that was Caleb Ross. But actually that was not the foul, but the turnover, the 13th for the Cougars. And couldn't see who that foul was on. Now they say it's number 12, Akeem Allen.
I was going to say, if the board is correct, then it's on number 12.
And here, there's Akeem Allen, and Eric Childress taking one for the team. Along 3, in and out. That went way down. Jamison with the put back, won't go down. McClendon with it, bulls his way out. Here he comes. But it's 5-on-3. Waits for his Cougars to catch up. Coming down to 30 seconds left in the quarter. Puts up a 3 on the way, just short. Rebound, number 15. And one almost, still get 2.
You know, and what's interesting about this game right now, Lewis, to see that shot put up by Austin Harris, is that, you know, if they weren't dropping like this and you're on the road, that's one thing. These are your rims. This is your floor. This is your gym. And, boy, it has been a tough, tough night for the Hawthorne Cougars in their own house.
Right, it sure has. I'd love to see the field goal percentage from tonight and the free throw percentage. A lot of missed ones. Number 15 does make one, though. And that is number 15's first point. The reason I'm saying it's number 15 because it's not Harris.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's not your bad. We asked for it to be
Right.
corrected, and it couldn't get done. So it's a 19-point lead for the Olympians. Eric Childress with the ball, being guarded by Allen, who only has 5 points. That's just 20 under his season average. Being guarded by Ross is Eric Childress.
Childress is cat quick, Lou.
Shot clock goes off, and so that's a turnover. Actually, no, that's the third quarter comes to an end.
Right.
Let's take a quick timeout on City TV.
Okay, we're going to go down to Sebastian Spencer, who's with Ray Westbrook.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with a very well-known Olympian, former football player for the Olympians as well, Raynard Westbrook. How's everything going today, man?
Good, man. Just chilling. Come out to check out some little basketball while I'm home before I go back to get to work in school.
Yeah, and everybody's been asking about you. Rufus said a couple weeks ago, we haven't seen Ray Westbrook over here in a while. So let the people of Lawndale know, how's everything going for you? What school you're attending as well?
I play football at University of Oklahoma. I got 2 years left, and be looking out for me. Hopefully I'll be entering the draft soon. Be another Leuzinger legend in the NFL or the NBA.
And you had an injury this year also. Talk about that in week 3. So how do you prepare to bounce back?
I'm prepared to bounce back a lot, man. You know, I got to play this year for one of my best friends that just passed. So, you know, it's going to be a tough year for me, and I'm getting healthy as we speak.
Always good to see you, Ray. There you go, guys. Back to you, Raynard Westbrook.
All right, Mr. Lou House himself. Fourth quarter underway, and it's a 19-point lead.
One of the nicest Olympians that there ever was.
And I do believe a shot was made. Didn't see who made it. And we have a foul on the play. See Coach Dave Egan's there. Number 12, did he make the shot? Okay, that's Allen. Shot is off the mark by the Olympians. It goes out of bounds. It should be Hawthorne ball. So Allen, just 7 points. And now we get word from the Hawthorne, one of the Hawthorne coaches, that we are correct. The official scorers were wrong.
You know, if perchance we have them again in the coverage this season, all I can tell you, fans, is that we will make our best effort to make sure we have someone at Hawthorne provide us with the best information possible.
And had it stuck by Eric Childress. He has 18 points, Rufus. 56-37. So Brian Ross, going to call that. Brian Ross going to go back to the original. And a three-point shot taken and made by Hakeem Allen. Finally starting to warm up. Has 10 points. Trying to answer things are the Olympians, but the rebound is off. And here comes Allen.
The question, Lou, is it too little, too late? Is going to be the real question for the Cougars as they trail by 16 at 56-40.
Not if Eric Childress has anything to say about it. 21 points for EC. And that takes the wind out of the sail of the Hawthorne onslaught. McClendon, nice hops.
Nice hops by McClendon again, going to the basket. They'll score the basket for him. He's going to shoot one, I believe.
It'll be on Trey Anderson, his first personal, 16th foul. McClendon with 7 points. See if he can make a foul shot. Out of the ball game is Barry for the Olympians. McClendon tonight is 1 out of 3 from the line. 59-42 is the score. One of the officials is pointing up at the scoreboard. So Dominic McClendon's been playing a good game tonight.
He's been playing a pretty good game tonight. Sat out for a long spell. With what maybe even Coach Egan's, like we did, thought it was 3 fouls. Because he sat out a long stretch there in the second quarter.
So now 8 points for McClendon. Rebound is taken by not Kristen Roberts. We're going to call that Brian Ross.
16-point ball game, Lou. There's one more run left in, wow, that's another push off that he got away with. McClendon with another deuce.
And he has 10 points in the ball game, so double figures for the big man. 3-point try by Anderson won't go down. McClendon with the rebound, and the Cougars are trying to get things going here.
14-point ball game, fans. We're going to roll it down basket by basket because that's what it's turning into. And right now, Hawthorne with a chance. There's a timeout being taken by head coach Ali Pavaz as he sees once again this Cougar team making a bit of a run as they trail by 14 at 59-45. As you look at Dominique McClendon, get a little forearm shiv, create a little space, and go up for the jump.
Hey, works in the NBA,
right?
So why not? So McClendon with 10 points, and then Akeem Allen with 5 points here in the quarter. So it's been a 10-5 run so far in this quarter. 5:32 left to go. Now again, I want to talk about the rosters. We know that things can get confusing, and like Rufus said before, we are just saying, giving you the information that we get. So all's good.
All's good. They got a number on their back. Their mom and daddy know what their name is, even if we don't. Okay?
That's right. That's why we get the big bucks.
There you go. So you just call them by number, and mom and dad, you can figure it out.
Well, at least Hawthorne has towels here.
I remember that.
Somebody went to that store where they get 20% coupons, I guess, for Christmas, and got some nice whites.
I remember with the Cardinal Nest. Is that where we had the problem with the towels? Okay.
Maybe we should give them one of those coupons. We'll give old Chris Brownlee one of them coupons. Or maybe you and I should just go shopping over there.
Exactly. Okay. There's a turnover that they could ill afford, Lou. They were down by 14 with the ball, a chance to cut it to a dozen.
3-point shot.
And they failed to convert.
Anderson with the rebound. Being guarded by McClendon. With 5:15 left to go in the ball game. Leuzinger looking to take the wind out of the Cougars' sails by using up a lot of the shot clock. And the left-handed layup is put up and in by Devon Abner with 10 points himself tonight, Rufus. 61-45, under 5 minutes left to go.
Nice answer. That time by Akeem Allen. We think we're number 12. You got to have stops somewhere along the way. You cannot trade baskets when you're double-digit points behind.
Childress dishes off to Delgado. Nicely done. They work well together. All these kids work well together.
And they
Justin
play
with
good
16.
fundamental basketball. Childress attacked the basket, drew the defender to him, and then was willing to dish it off to his open teammate once the defense collapsed on him.
Allen puts up the runner. No, gets his own rebound. A little bit too hard off the rim. Rebound is taken by Childress. Gets it over to Welch. Just kind of waiting around for everybody to come back down the lane.
Well, he waited around for a reason. He saw McClendon up front and decided, no, I'm not going to do that.
Now at 3:55, Leuzinger is playing keep away from Hawthorne. They know the time is on their side. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Anderson with the floater. Goes off the rim. Delgado powers up for the offensive board and put back.
And that's what hurts you in any level in basketball, and that is giving up offensive rebounds, because those are lost possessions.
Timeout on the floor with 3:32 left to go. Dave Egan's has seen enough of this Leuzinger stuff, and wants to get his guys back on track. But Justin Delgado has really worked his tail off, Rufus, to become one of the best rebounders and one of the best overall players in the Bay League.
Absolutely, Lou. I mean, we have seen his game grow exponentially over the last 3 years, and particularly from last year to this year. Last year was more of a supporting role. This year, an integral role and an integral part of what they do, and tonight in particular. As I said, in the first half, when Travion Anderson was sitting and Eric Childress hadn't got warmed up, he was the Leuzinger offense.
Here's Ali Parvaz, 3:32 left to go. And even though it's a 65-47 lead for Leuzinger, this hasn't been that easy of a game for the Olympians.
Well, it hasn't been, and they've had to stay on their game because Hawthorne has shown, and this is a good tune-up for Ocean League competition for Hawthorne. They won't face many teams in the Ocean League, perhaps with the exception of Inglewood, that come at you the way these Leuzinger Olympians do.
Turnover by the Cougars. Eric Childress lays it up and in with the right hand. He has 23 points on the night. And now it's a 20-point lead, ticking down to 3:10 left to go in the ball game. Eric Childress is one of those kids who just has basketball skills.
There you go.
Where Justin Delgado's had to work for it. Ball is taken now by Abner. Back up top to Jamison. Childress with it, being guarded by Lee. Now it wheels around to Anderson. Or check that, that's Carr. Carr getting a lot of time tonight. First time we've really seen him in action this season. Bounce pass, Ecker didn't buy it and fumbles it out of bounds. It should be Olympian ball with 2:33. What about Jamal getting the start and playing a lot of quality minutes for Dave Egan's?
Well, he's done a great job. I've been impressed with him. He wasn't expecting that pass tonight, so I'm not going to attribute a turnover to Eckert. I mean, he's there for whatever reason. Eric Childress decided to bounce the ball in his direction. Boy, there's one from downtown, doesn't go. Rebound taken down by the Olympians.
And a silly foul by Caleb Ross to give Trey Anderson a chance at an old-fashioned tray.
And this is where something becomes very important right now. That is, both teams have to maintain their composure. Leuzinger obviously is going to win this ball game with 2:25 left, and they're leading by a score of 69, call it 70-47 by 23 points. What you want to see now is the game conclude with continuing displays of good sportsmanship.
And with these two coaches, I'm sure that's going to happen. McClendon has the ball. Now along the baseline is Lee. Gives it back to Eckert. Drives the lane. Now it's on the baseline to Lee. He puts it up and in. Lee gets his first bucket of the half, believe it or not, with 7 points, and that snaps a big run. That snaps a 9-0 run. Childress hands the ball off to Carr. Now gets it to Jamison. Jamison against Lee.
Now they're just running basically a delay game against them for a moment. There was just a classic weave going to the basket.
Nice spin move by
Anderson, and a whistle, the right whistle, a bit late, but right.
Thought it was a nice, good play. Let's watch it again by Davion Lee. Look at the spin move. Well, we missed the spin. Okay.
And number 20 went up, and they say got him on the arm as he was going to the basket.
And now they're going to call it on number 32, but I don't. Okay. Thought it was number 20.
Yeah.
First shot is missed by Anderson, who has a 57% free throw percentage. Eric Childress sits down, and he's probably done for the night. Next one is in and out. Childress with 23 points. A good night's work for Eric on a late start. 1:20 left to go in the ball game. McClendon drives the baseline. Now a jump ball. Possession arrow faces towards the Olympians. I'll tell you what, Dominic McClendon has been the shining star for the Cougars tonight, especially when Akeem Allen gets just half of his average.
Right. And even for Dominique, it's been an off night. But then again, we can say that about this whole team that came in averaging 80. And tonight, they're stuck at 49 right now. They may break 50.
The foul call on the dribble by Trey Anderson. There's Travion. Is that 20 they called? Leaving rate, it's bonus time. 17 fouls. I believe that was Lee, and they say it's his third. First free throw is up and in by Travion Anderson with 6 points on the night. 71-49. Just under a minute left to go in this one. Second one is up and in. 7 points for Anderson, who averages 8.6 points a ball game.
And Coach Bavaz tells his defense to back up, knows that they've got it in hand. No need to, wow.
3-point shot by McClendon is blocked by Carr. And bringing it up slowly is Devon Abner. Now gets it over to Dante Johnson in the ball game for the first time. Anthony Ford also in the ball game. 30 seconds left to go. Leuzinger well in hand of this one. And the veteran Olympians showing the Cougars how to get it done. Long shot taken by Johnson, goes off the mark. And the rebound and a whistle. It's going to go the other way.
Looks like we're going to go and shoot free throws, as that'll be the 7th team foul against the Leuzinger Olympians. And that will send Jamal Heckert to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
Anthony Ford commits his first personal. Jamal started off hot, red hot, had 9 points in the first quarter, Rufus, and that's been it.
Wow. And couldn't convert the front end of a 1 and 1 there. So they won't even scratch 50 tonight, it doesn't appear. And Leuzinger is going to get out of here with a big victory. Well, maybe they will. Let's see what. No. And they do on the last second play. 72-51 is our final.
And the Leuzinger Olympians improved to 10-4 and snapped their one-game losing streak after losing 61-54 to Orange Lutheran. Olu in the consolation bracket at the Max Preps Holiday Classic at College of the Desert. Meanwhile, the Hawthorne Cougars fall to 11-4, have their 8-game winning streak snapped, and no embarrassment there at all because they won 2 holiday tournaments in a row, but they just ran into this buzzsaw named the Leuzinger Olympians, who are getting ready for Bay League action. The Cougars are getting ready for Ocean League action, and I am really excited about the prospects of all 3 of the teams that we covered. We've seen them all, and they're all very good, but Leuzinger is the icing on this South Bay cake. Now let's go to Rashawn Haylock.
Hey, thanks a lot, Lou. I'm over here with Coach P. A little bit of adversity in that first half you guys got to get over. I know you're kind of excited or happy about the way you played the first half. Closing this thing out, that killer instinct that you guys showed. You talk about in the locker room at halftime?
I mean, we said that defense has to be our thing. You know, these guys came in averaging 80 points a game. I honestly wanted to keep them under 50, and they got that last bucket at 51. But that's just a testament to their play. They play really hard. They play strong. They got a lot of guys that can take the ball off the dribble. We got to get better. I mean, we missed a lot of layups. We took some bad shots, and we got to go watch this tape and get better. We're going to have a tough road in the Bay League.
And Rufus was talking about that during the broadcast, how they average 80 points per game. You guys give up in the 50s. How much did you try to harp on that defensive end of the ball? And what primarily did you feel like you need to stop from them tonight for them not to get to that 80-point mark?
I mean, that's our philosophy the whole season is defense. We work defense more than we work offense, and sometimes it showed tonight because our offense got sloppy. We weren't able to get a lot of continuity going, but we work defense, and that's got to be our bread and butter because you have nights where you're not going to make shots. You have nights where you're going to be off, but your defense should be there every single night, and that's something we work on.
Going forward, obviously it's an unfortunate situation you're not having 2 guys to start this game here tonight. But going forward, what does this teach your guys about being able to play a man or 2 down?
Well, guys got to be ready when their number's called. That's the bottom line. These guys are basketball players. They're program guys. We got a lot of seniors, so they've been here, and they need to be ready. And any given night, it could be anybody. So, you know, even Mike went down today. We didn't have him in the second half, and he gave us a great push in the first. So it helped out.
Eric Childress tonight, and he's kind of doing what Eric Childress does. What did you see from him?
I saw a good job from him, and you know, I'm tough on him. I'm his toughest critic. I want him to get a lot better. A couple turnovers right there we're going to look at where, you know, how he can get a little bit better there. But he's our guy, and we know what he brings to the table, and he's our leader. As he goes, the rest of our guys are going to go.
Last thing for you, Coach, league play right here, right now. What do you feel like? What do you feel like you guys are now heading into league play?
I hope we've learned at this point that it's one game at a time. You know, it's not a 10-game schedule. It's a 1-game schedule with Palos Verdes tomorrow. So it's got to be one game at a time, and we got to go in there and we got to execute. We can get better at a lot of things right now, and I feel we will. So there's a lot of work to be done.
Sweet. Hey, thanks for stopping, Coach. We appreciate it. That's Coach P. Leuzinger, of course, winning this one 72-51. Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn Haylock. I'm sure that we're going to try to get to Coach Dave Egan's, and boy, what a game that was. 72-51 is our final score, and the Leuzinger Olympians, just kind of like a tortoise in the hare game almost, Rufus, as the Cougars started off fast and furious, and the Leuzinger Olympian says, let's just show you how it's done.
And absolutely. But as we said, we talked about the strides and the progress this team has made under Coach Egan. I think they had a sense coming in. We knew, again, it was one of those scientific things, laws of physics, where something had to happen. And fortunately for the Leuzinger Olympians, it happened in their favor. Unfortunately, if you're a Hawthorne Cougar fan, it didn't go as well. But I think, as I said before, and we've seen all 3 leagues, Pioneer League, Ocean League, and Bay League over the years, the kind of competition that they played tonight, all right, I'm talking about the Hawthorne Cougars, and playing the Olympians, they won't see a lot of that in the Ocean League, which does them well. Oh, they'll see it from Santa Monica perhaps, and we know they'll see it from Patrick Roy's Inglewood team. But beyond that, and I was talking to Coach early on, he's looking at what he consider in Ocean League play, you know, and I want to get it right, 7-3, 6-4, potentially 8-2. Win the games they're supposed to win and try to steal 1 or 2. Here's what he thinks they should win. Culver City, Morningside, Beverly Hills are games that he feels they should. Now, I hope they're not listening, because then I just gave Coach's going to be mad at me. All right, but, you know, so they're set pretty well. They are set pretty well. A tough loss tonight. This was the kind of one that's a springboard. They didn't get the springboard they wanted, but 2 nights from now, league play begins.
That's right, and Leuzinger, on the other hand, they take on Palos Verdes, like Coach Parvaz said, and the Bay League, can they run the table again?
It's going to be tough. They can, but there are a couple of buzzsaws out there that they've got to contend with as well. The obvious one, we saw Coach Posey here tonight from Redondo Union on the staff over there with Reggie Morris, scouting,
the evil empire.
Looking at Leuzinger, seeing what they're doing. And I asked him, I said, so you're here scouting? He said, absolutely. So that game's on the horizon. City TV is going to have that game. But there are many other good teams in the Bay League, including Miracosta, including West, that Leuzinger has to take very seriously and be as prepared for those teams as well.
All right, and let's go over the scoring here real quick. For the Hawthorne Cougars, 10 points for Dominic McClendon. I think that he would be in line, one of the guys in line for our tip of the hat player of the game. 4 points by Caleb Ross. Jamal Heckard, who really played a heck of a ball game, had 9 points, and all of those were in the first quarter. And 12 points scored by Akeem Allen. He had only 3 points in the first half. And 1 point by Austin Harris, 9 by Davion Lee, 6 points by Brian Ross, and 4 by number 34 on the team as well. And again, we're going to get this roster straightened out with Coach, that's for sure, and get that rock solid. Right. On the other side, Eric Childress with 23 points and had 4 points in the second quarter, 3 points in the third quarter, but started and finished very well, at least in the score sheet. Deontay Welsh had 2 points, and Michael McMillian in the first half had 4 points, and let's hope that his injury isn't too bad. And Devon Abner came off the bench and did a great job. Actually, he started tonight and had 10 points, and Devon doing a really good job off the starting in place of either Deontay Welsh or Travion Anderson. Also 18 points for Justin Delgado, and he has my vote for player of the game, that's for sure. Javon Jameson, 4 points, along with Devontae Carr, and Travion Anderson had 7 points, and also some good minutes later in the game by Dante Johnson. Also in the ball game there was Anthony Ford and Avery Berry, and so everybody got into the scoring list.
Man, I see
what are you talking about?
That Midwest politics and you starting to come out, brother. Oh, he should get this. He ought to get that. Why don't
you telling you. I just calls them as I sees them.
Nah, but they're great performance by the Leuzinger Olympians tonight. And you're right, there are a couple of guys there. I will say I'm very much inclined to agree with you 100% that Justin Delgado would get my vote as well.
Okay,
I mean, it's an easy choice to say Eric Childress, but Justin Delgado had an outstanding game.
That's right. Well, it is an election process here. We just can't say that. I mean, we have to go through a whole litany of election ballots here before this is tallied up.
Well, let's count.
It's not just him and me. Okay, so we got the camera people, production people, concession people, the parking people, administration, you name it. There's a lot of people there that have to go through this. And we're just waiting on Rashawn and Sebastian to see if they have anybody else coming up with us. And they are giving us some sort of a sign from above. And why don't we just talk about the Hawthorne Cougars winning 8 in a row, getting the championship trophies for the Downey Calvary tournaments, and then also the Huntington Park trophy as well. And a lot of the kids were on the team there, on the all-tournament team and the MVPs as well.
Well, they're a good team. I mean, there's no question about that. And there's much success left in front of them. And you're right, it will be fun to follow them as they go into Ocean League action and see what becomes of it. The key to it is Coach Egan's has done a very good job with the players that he has, and he's built around them. And I got to tell you, you politicked for him, and I must admit I agree with you with regard to Dominique McClendon being a prime candidate for the Tip of the Hat Award. But I will tell you, if he had as good a second half as he did first quarter, Jamal Heckert, I mean, really was impressive as well. And it's always a key to any team to have a good point guard. And we can say this about the Hawthorne Cougars and what we saw in Jamal Heckert tonight is that they have a quality point guard.
That's right. And also on the other side of the ball, when Jamal had it, was Eric Childress. So Eric Childress had something to say about that, saying, okay, you got 9 points this quarter, watch this.
Right.
So he pretty much shut him down, that's for sure. While we're waiting for Sebastian and Rashawn to either have a guest or talk about, pontificate about the game itself, why don't we take a quick timeout on City TV? (72-51) our final score from High Courtney Gymnasium in Hawthorne, and let's go to Rashawn.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm over here with Eric Childress. 23 points tonight, big rivalry game. How much does playing against Hawthorne just kind of get the juices flowing for you?
We know that they're going to come out and play their harder just like Lawndale, but it's like more of a rivalry game because they talk more than Lawndale throughout the whole year. So we know that they're going to play even harder and they want to beat us even more.
I saw you jawing a little bit with some of the fans here. You made a couple of plays, but what was that about?
It was just fun because I played against him last year, but he didn't really say nothing last year. I don't know why, but he didn't say nothing last year. He just he was just trying to get in my head, but it didn't work.
Same fan from last year?
Yeah.
So you got a good memory, obviously. That uniform number 1, as you know, has been kind of magical around these Leuzinger parts for the last few years. The Lawndale before you had it. You were doing a lot of stuff tonight as far as rebounding. You were getting guys involved. You were knocking shots. Reminded me a little bit of DeLon tonight. What do you remember, and what were some of the things that you took away from him during your short time that you got to play with him here?
DeLon, he always, like, passed the ball. He always looked for the other players because, like, that's just what he liked. Like, he always get the steals, get the extra plays, and look for other players. So that's something I like to do because I look up to Chris Paul, too.
League is coming up. You know that's where you make your money. How excited are you guys, you know, heading into league play, and what are you expecting to accomplish here?
We want to go undefeated again like last year. We know everybody's going to try to beat us again. They're going to come out even harder, and it's going to be even harder to get undefeated because they know all our stuff now. They know all our plays, all our players, so it's going to be even harder.
You feel comfortable with this group?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. We've been together since like middle school, so I'm very comfortable.
How tough was it? And do you carry any extra load when you consider what happened tonight? You know, Trey having to miss the first half, you guys being without a couple guys in the first half?
Yeah, I thought about it, but it didn't really get to me because I know why they set out the first half. So I knew they were going to come in and do what they had to do, so it didn't really bother me too much. I just played.
Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for stopping. Appreciate it. Nice headphones, by the way. And Eric Childress, 23 points tonight, leading Leuzinger to this win as I bring in my broadcast partner, Sebastian Spencer. And Sebastian, you and I, we were talking during the first half. You were talking about the press and the difficulties that they were having with it. Explain that a little bit to the viewers at home, what you saw.
Definitely that press, I think, surprised Leuzinger a little bit, the way that they came out so tough at the beginning. But, you know, they, you know, withstood it, and, you know, they came out in the second quarter, played tremendous in that second quarter, get back, because the energy that Hawthorne had in that first quarter was crazy. I mean, everybody in the building was right there with them, especially the cheerleaders, everybody in the building.
How did this thing turn for Leuzinger?
I think just playing better defense. You know, those Hawthorne players have some very good ball handlers, and a lot of individual players who can really take players off the dribble. I heard Hawthorne's coach yelling to his players out there, "Go at him!" He just knows that they can take whoever they want off the dribble, but Leuzinger prevailed with the team defense, and that got them back in the game.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up about Hawthorne. You're talking about how they spread it out. They kind of go after guys, run a lot of pro plays, a lot of pro stuff. In doing that, though, a lot of guys are left just kind of sitting around and watching. How does that affect a team?
Well, it affects him a lot, basically, because, you know, if a lot of guys fill out of the loop, they don't want to get ready to catch a pass. They're sort of in a stance of just watching. You know, one player gets the ball, starts scrimmaging, starts doing everything by itself. They feel like they're not involved, and when one person comes down, starts playing like that, leaves nothing for the teammates. And
league play is getting ready to get started here. As a former player yourself, how does the mindset change now when you enter a league contest?
A league, you want to take care of business, definitely. I mean, you always want to take care of business, even against non-league teams, but these are teams that you see every single year, teams that you beat by 20, teams that you lost to. They looking to get revenge, you're looking to get revenge on them. So league changes just a little bit, but the same thing, ultimately win.
Everybody wants to win. Leuzinger, obviously a big winner here tonight, guys, as we send it back over to the table. Lou and Rufus.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn and Sebastian. And I think Rashawn broke about 2 commandments there. First, thou shalt not talk about the NCAA violations when saying, now you make your money.
Right.
So, you didn't mean that. And number 2, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's headphones. Just don't do that. It was just Christmas time. Okay. Anyway, it was an entertaining ball game, that's for sure. The 72-51 score. It didn't seem like it was that big of a margin of victory for the Leuzinger Olympians, but then the Leuzinger Olympians just do that to you.
They just do that to you, and quite frankly, they dominated the game. But Hawthorne had their moments, and they made their runs. And there were a couple of times when, in the fourth quarter in particular, with over 5 minutes left, they got within 14 at one point with the ball and a chance to cut it to 12. Unfortunately, they gave it up on a turnover, and then the lead went back up to 18 and on to 21, what the final margin was. But they were close, and they'll learn from those type of situations and get better as the season goes along.
Learn how to pace themselves. I think that is the biggest aspect of this game. Right from the start, Hawthorne wanted to get out to the early lead and keep it going, whereas Leuzinger knows that it's a long game.
Sure.
It's a 48-minute game. So they know that there's time from beginning to end to get it done.
Well, actually, it's a 32-minute game.
Oh, 32 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about those other guys.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so now I broke a commandment.
That's okay, though. But we still got some goodies to give away. It is the new year. It is the season of giving.
That's it.
So let us get to the giving.
Okay.
All right. We will do first because it is earning its way up the award ladder. Not quite at the top, but highly coveted nonetheless. The Tip of the Hat Award. And tonight's Tip of the Hat Award, as you can see right here, goes to Dominique McClendon. So, Dominique McClendon, you are City TV's Tip of the Hat Award for your performance tonight for the Hawthorne Cougars.
With 10 points, lots of rebounds on both ends, and good defense tonight as well. That's a beautiful hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Is that a new one?
It's one of my prize hats in the collection.
I'm not coveting it. I'm just trying to keep it away from Eric Chavez when he has a piece of pizza. I don't want to see sauce get on that.
All right.
Now let's go for our player of the game, and that is a toughie because Eric Childress, not only did he score 23 points, but he also shut down Jamal Heckard and some of the other Hawthorne Cougars as well. But Justin Delgado was really a shining moment out there tonight for the Leuzinger Olympians.
Had an excellent ball game for the Olympians, particularly in the first quarter, okay? He, in fact, got the Olympians off the snide before Eric Childress did, and he maintained it throughout the game. Always plays tough defense, all right, against the other opponent's better offensive player. So between that and between the points that he scored, I thought Justin Delgado deservedly was the player of the game.
That's right. 18 points tonight for Justin, the former quarterback of the Olympian football team. Averages 6.4 points a game. So, Justin, a terrific game for you tonight. And on to the Bay League they go.
On to the Bay League.
And for you and me, it's on to our next game. Want to thank you for joining us on City TV. We'll see you around the corner for our next broadcast. And for Sebastian Spencer, Rashawn Haylock, the terrific City TV crew, and Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers. The final score from Courtney Gymnasium on the campus of Hawthorne. We got to put this one in the put a bow on this one and put it on the shelf. The final score: the Leuzinger Olympians 72, the Hawthorne Cougars 51. Until next time, so long.